Before you can save yourself, you got to save your ego. That's James Jones. That's Chase Daniel. To my right, it's my dog, Shady McCoy. Shady, let's get to it, big dog. Should Jerry Jones, should he be embarrassed by what the Cowboys are putting on the field and what he has done?
Ooh, woosah.
Big dog.
Wednesday, right? God is good. And good morning, fellas.
Good morning. Good morning, my brother. Good morning.
Well, so should he be embarrassed? He shouldn't be embarrassed. The Cowboys should be embarrassed. Last time I checked, Jerry Jones ain't making no tackles.
No, he's not.
He ain't blowing no coverages.
No,
He's not missing assignments.
He's not.
He's not staying in his gap against the running game.
Yep.
That's not him.
True.
He's not throwing picks.
True.
That's
True,
not
true,
him.
true.
But one thing Jerry Jones did do, he got y'all nine All-Pros, right? And 8 of them All-Pros, they're still there. He doing his job. When I look at the Dallas Cowboys about being embarrassed, we should go to that defense. Y'all should be embarrassed. Mike McCarthy, y'all should be embarrassed. Right now in the NFL, first of all, y'all gave up 274 yards in a real game. That's like Madden numbers, though. When I play my son, that's what stuff I do to him. People are averaging 190 yards per game against the Cowboys. That ranks dead last against the run. How the hell is that Jerry Jones issue, right? Because last time I checked, you do got Michael Parsons still there. DeMarcus Lawrence is still there. You go out there and get Kendricks in free agency. We talk about they ain't do nothing with the defense, but they did. He's a solid linebacker, would you say? Yeah. Right? You go out there and you draft a guy first round from Michigan, a D tackle, something run.
Yep.
So when we talking about embarrassed, no, we should only focus on the team itself. And one thing about Andy Reid I've learned, we don't deal with all the ownership. They're going to give you the players you need or you want. You can't control that. What we can control is how we coach these guys up. Yeah. Are we disciplined? And how are we competing, though? Because when I check and I watch the Cowboys, they're not competing. They're not a competing team. There's no type of fight. There's no type of dog. You can't go for 274 yards and think it's some fight in them. So I'm not going to blame this on Jerry Jones, but I will blame this on the players and the coaches.
You forgot something there.
What I forget, big brother? What I forget?
I think Jerry Jones should be embarrassed because he allowed Mike McCarthy to stay the coach without giving him a new contract. You talk about all the things you just talked about, that's on the coach. The coach hires the defensive coordinator, Mike Zimmer. The coach runs that offense. So that's why, ultimately, I think Jerry Jones should be embarrassed. Let's rewind back to April. Remember those all-in comments that he made? He reiterated it again in July. You know what the Cowboys did in the offseason and free agency?
What's that?
They spent $18 million in free agency. That is easily the least amount in the NFL. You know the second highest? You know the second lowest? $60 million. There's a $40 million difference in spending. They're the most profitable and valuable franchise in all of America. So when you do that, what does it say to the guys you have in the building? You're not only, you go out, you get running back Ezekiel Elliott, 29 years old. He's washed. He isn't playing well. Let's be real. Linval Joseph, I'm pretty sure you did an exo or a libero on him yesterday. He's 35, and then you go sign Eric Kendricks, who's 32. You go out and you sign guys that are older. They're already an old team. Why are you getting older with age? And then you go out and get Mike Zimmer, and, you know, we can talk all we want about scheme or anything like that. The Cowboys can't stop the run. Yeah. They're lighting the pants up front. They're not gap aware, exactly what you said. So my thing is, like, it starts with Jerry because he allowed the coach to come back. Yeah. He could have there was a lot of talk about firing him. He allowed Mike McCarthy to come back.
You don't like, hold up. You don't like Mike as the head coach?
I do. But at the same time, if you don't sign him back to a deal, you're a lame duck coach. What is Mike McCarthy working for? His whole career right now?
What you mean what are you working for?
Yeah. I'm just saying, I don't think he's the right coach right now for the job.
Before you go, hold on real quick, because we think Mike McCarthy's a good coach because he's 12 and 12 and 12 wins, for one. I don't know about the contract stuff, but he has a job to do, matter if he has a deal for the future or not. And secondly, right, because we're not going at it, I just wanted to clarify something, though. When they signed, before the season started, you was fine with Mike McCarthy being the coach. We all can say yes.
100%.
Okay. What? And then Mike Zimmer, y'all all was loving that idea. So I'm looking at Jerry Jones' part. Like, all right, so Mike McCarthy's a good coach. You give you that, right? Zimmer's a good defense coordinator. We give you that, right? You talk about all these players like, okay, well, they didn't sign in free agency. If you go to some other team that was $60 million you talked about, do they got 8 All-Pros on their team? Probably not.
Chargers don't.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely
So it's like, what else can Jerry Jones do?
But you know, I will say this, though, Shady, because I was with you last year, the year before, the year before, the year before. This is the first year in my mind that Jerry Jones has let the team down. Jerry Jones, you knew you had a wide receiver 3 problem. You didn't solve it. Jerry Jones, you knew you had a running back problem. You didn't solve it. Jerry Jones, you knew you had a defensive tackle problem. You didn't solve it. Jerry Jones, you knew you had a linebacker problem as it pertained to size at the linebacker position that could come downhill and smack folk. You didn't solve it. Jerry Jones, you knew you might potentially have a defensive back problem because even if Bland does not get hurt, Trayvon Diggs is still coming off an ACL injury in a position that has to run the most on a football field. Cornerbacks do not go out the game and back in the game like wide receivers, and you didn't solve it. So for the first time, I would suggest in a long time under Jerry Jones' tenure, the Dallas Cowboys had several issues this offseason, and Jerry Jones, you didn't bother to solve them. You lose Tyron Smith, who's been your tackle since 2010. You replace him with the first-round tackle, but you better pray to the good Lord up high that a first-round tackle is going to be able to sustain the pass rushers that the NFL has to offer. Jerry, you knew you had all these problems, and you ain't solved none of them. That, to me, is why Jerry should be embarrassed, James Jones. He knew these issues. He knew them. He knew them.
Yeah, I think we had a conversation about this maybe a couple months ago, and I was against y'all. I said, this is all on Jerry. I'm with Shady now. There's flaws in everybody's roster. Is there not?
It is. On every roster.
On every roster in the National Football League, there is flaws.
But this substantial, I can't let you jump over that gap.
Hold on. Yeah. On every roster in the National Football League, there is flaws.
Maybe a flaw.
On every roster in the National Football League is not 8 All-Pros.
Of course.
It's not.
So at one point, we can't be nitpicking about Jerry Jones. Like, we can't be sitting here like Jerry Jones got to get in these players, and then we sitting here like Jerry Jones needs to listen to the people that's scouting and in the front office and all that. Jerry Jones paid a lot of money to his star players, right?
Yes, he did.
This year, right? You get Dak Prescott, you get CeeDee Lamb in the building, right? Like you said, you lose Tyron Smith, you draft a first-round tackle.
Right.
Because we know we are weak there. In free agency, yes, you could have did something at running back, you didn't. But you did try to do something at linebacker. You're not coming into this season thinking Bland is going to get hurt. So you're walking into the season saying, we still have 2 good corners in Bland and Diggs. So we should be straight at the corner spot. So I can't let this go on Jerry, especially how it's going on the football field. Because these are not close games you are losing on the football field. And these are not Jerry Jones problems that you're losing on the football field. Sure. This is players and coaching problems that you are losing on the football field, not Jerry Jones. So I can't sit here and blame Jerry Jones or say Jerry Jones should be embarrassed. The people that should be embarrassed is the players out there on the football field. Because I don't care what defense you are on the national, 190 yards rushing.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
We can't say this stuff is on Jerry.
So the Chiefs, we all respect the Chiefs and Andy Reid, and we respect Brett Veach, the GM. You know, they got a starting left tackle. He's a rookie too, right? So, but hold up. But what I'm saying is the mindset, okay, if we lose our tackle, how do we replace him? Why not get a high draft pick replacing? That's one, and that's the Chiefs doing it. Another thing is, let's go to the defense for a second, right? The Bills, they got a lot of moving parts over there, correct? Look, you think that's a good defense?
Not on paper.
They surprising us.
Okay, so I'm getting somewhere, right? So hold on, because we all love Mike Zimmer when they made that hire. So I want y'all to stick to that. I'm not letting y'all get off of that, okay? So let me go to my point. So with the Bills, if I say they got any All-Pros in that defense, what would you say? Starting defensive players.
Now, probably not.
No. If I said they have any Pro Bowl players in that defense, starting, what would y'all say?
Yes.
No.
Probably not right now.
So hold on. So we getting somewhere, though. We getting somewhere now.
Boys ain't Pro Bowlers.
We getting somewhere. We getting somewhere, Jay Jones. We getting somewhere now. So as much as we want to blame Jerry Jones, who has a team of 8 All-Pros still there, with All-Pros and Pro Bowls, with good defensive coaches, like I said, and offensive coaches, how is Jerry Jones to blame? Because we see other teams that's winning teams, like the Bills, who have none on defense, like the Bills or the Chiefs have a starting rookie at tackle who drafted the same way they did. So we got to stop playing this blame game and let's get to the real fact. The real fact is the players on the field are not playing well.
So if you have 8 All-Pros, though, James and Shady, right?
Well, let's clarify. They got a punter that's an All-Pro and a kicker that's
still, you still have 8 All-Pros.
Okay, you got 6 now. Cool, you got 6.
No, I think 8's a good. I think 8's a good number. So if Jerry Jones, the owner, he's not going anywhere. He owns the team. He can't go anywhere. You paid all those 8 pros. They're not going anywhere, right? Like your team, the core of your team is not going anywhere. Who's got to go? What does it need to take for a change in Dallas to get to where they want to go? So, you're not changing Dak. You're not getting rid of CD. You're not getting rid of Micah. You're not getting rid of the owner. The only thing to go is Mike McCarthy. And I'm not saying he's a bad coach. I'm not saying he's a bad coach. But who else? If the Dallas Cowboys doing the same thing over and over and over again, that definition is called insanity. You're doing the same thing. There's a reason why Jerry Jones didn't give Mike McCarthy an extension. All I'm saying is forget if he's a good coach or a bad coach. The players aren't going anywhere.
But why does?
And at the end of the day, if the players aren't performing on the field, it's the coaches that have accountability for it. You can hold the players accountable all you want. Those players aren't going anywhere.
That's understandable, and that's why he did not extend Mike, because he needs Mike to show and prove that you can get some playoff
When was the last time you
W's.
saw a lame duck head coach in the National Football League? Just
what
go
is-
ahead and fire him.
But what
Rip
does,
off
that
the
got to,
Band-Aid.
what does that got to do with Jerry Jones being embarrassed, though? Let's say he did give Mike a contract. What does that have to do with him?
I think at the end of the day, Jerry Jones is not going to be embarrassed. It sounds like a desperate guy to me because he's trying to point all the fingers back on himself, finally taking some accountability because he understands the holes that are on his team right now.
Here's my question. Here's my question to really to Shady, to James, even to you at home is the offenses this year, receiver, James Jones, running back, Shady McCoy, we know have moved to running the football. That's what we know. More now than ever. It's not a passing league, surprisingly, more now than ever. But what do the Cowboys suck at? Running the ball. And what else do they suck at?
Stopping the run.
Stopping the run. Where are the Cowboys' two biggest weaknesses? Offensively, their biggest weakness is at running back. Defensively, their biggest weakness is at defensive tackle. So while I do agree with y'all, other teams may have more talent from 1 to 53. That's how many players are on the roster in their team. I believe that the Cowboys' vacancy at talent is at the most important positions in the 2024 football season. Maybe not in every football season, but the 2024 football season is unique. It's been predicated upon running the football and stopping the run. And Shady, you know that running back room in Dallas is atrocious, and we all know that defensive tackle room is held together by duct tape. So that's why I suggest it's a Jerry Jones issue.
So really quick, man, because like Shady said, the first game we was praising Zimmer, right? For scheme-wise.
Yep.
So the players go out there these last 2 weeks, and they cannot stop the run. I'm trying to figure out how that's on Jerry Jones. Because when I watch teams that don't have some of the talent that the Cowboys have, they still find a ways to win. The Steelers is 3-0.
James,
the Chargers is 2-1.
The Steelers have better defensive tackles and they have better stuff.
I think he should be embarrassed. He said all in twice. They're not all in, bro. To Acho's point, they're not helping out the team. They spent $18 million in free agency.
Like, I agree the
They're
Cowboys...
not all in. That's why he should be embarrassed.
I agree the Cowboys have talent. I am not denying that. But T.J. Watt, with all due respect, is a better player and way better run stopper than Micah Parsons. Okay. I trust what the Steelers have at the defensive tackle.
Okay, so can I say that?
Let's go to the Bills.
Ed Oliver is a way better defensive tackle than Mozzie Smith.
Okay, keep going. Keep
Limbaugh
going. What about their linebackers? Because
remember, Bernard is a good. He had 150 tackles last
Milano's
year.
hurt.
Yo, he's not even playing though, right?
Yeah, but Milano's not playing.
He's not even playing. And then
Bernard got hurt in week 2, I believe.
Come on, man.
But he's better than
he's okay.
So
he's all right. Keep going. Let's keep going to safeties. We can do this all day. Quarterbacks is better with the Cowboys. Safeties is better with the Cowboys. We can go this all day.
1,000%.
The pass rush is better with the Cowboys.
Well, here's where I would suggest there's a difference. If the Cowboys could get a lead, we wouldn't be talking about the run defense.
Okay, let's go to
You know what I'm saying?
Let's go to the Bills offense. They both got high ass paid quarterbacks. So let's take that out to the way.
Yep.
What else we got?
I like James Cook way better than I like Rico or the
Okay.
And I like their tight ends more than I like Ferguson. Now, for receiver, I like
Come on, man.
Okay, so how about
that? They go out there.
So how about this though? Should Jerry Jones be embarrassed last year? Was it his fault?
No, absolutely not.
Why not?
One, you had Tony Pollard, who's a competent 1,000-yard rusher. Two, you
Michael
didn't have
Gallup,
a rookie left tackle.
Tyron
You
Smith.
had Tyron Smith. You had
Dante Fowler Jr.
And he gone, and I bring in a first rounder because I believe he one of the best in college.
Tyron Smith, I would suggest, will be better than a first rounder.
But I'm saying, what do you do once he's gone, though, is what I'm saying.
One, I wouldn't let him go.
This man been hurt every other year. We can't do it with him. And his time was gone.
Yeah.
All this Band-Aid, I'm like, we're ready that Band-Aid early.
You guys both think that it
I'm just saying,
falls on the players.
every
They got
year,
the majority of the players back, though.
But like the players got to play better, right? No, that's a serious.
My thing is this, though. They already had a good team. All these other teams I keep talking about, they needed help.
So what do you think the issue is with the
Cowboys
Cowboys?
team's been good for the last 3 years.
Yeah.
It's like you blame him this year, but what about all the other years, though?
I'm with him
What
the
about
other
my
years.
quarterback wasn't playing well, and I got my head coach said, I'm gonna take over the responsibility as the offense, and I got him as an MVP type candidate.
Play calling.
We don't want to talk about that. It's like, soon as bad, let's blame Jerry, but the last 3 years, y'all want to blame Jerry.
I think Jerry's been great.
Come on, man. We gotta stop this. The Cowboys, we always find an excuse.
What up, YouTube family? Welcome to the facility. Thanks for watching, and you better be sure to hit that subscribe button if you want to get more highlights from the show and all of our exclusive content.